Just fucking do it. And not from a place of dishonoring yourself, but from a place of having the tools to frame it in a way where you know that this is the most honoring step you could take. And yes, I'm fucking terrified and I'm going to do it anyway. And then, like you said, we're going to like expand and then bring you back and expand and bring you back. We're basically edging you. We're edging you into abundance. That is what we're doing.
Totally.
Oh, hello. We're talking about my tits.
Most of the time, girl on girl on girl. You would.
Like, stop picking up the fucking hot knife.
Fucking cares. Right on track. Ugh. With a lot of money, I would do great fucking things. But not in a good way. Yikes. 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 Here's the realness.
Yeah. Everything you want.
Immaculate experience. Back down. Be getting like excited. I do actually. We need the tequila.
We're both like glossing our lips before we hop on, like we're gonna make out.
Totally.
Oh, we haven't done a just the tipper in so long.
Feels like forever. So we're back.
Know, we're back.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip today.
Just to see how it feels. Just a little bit.
And if you listened to us last week, you know that we were on one about money.
Turbo tangent. Turbo tangent.
And that's because we have our upcoming experiment that starts October 1st. So if you haven't registered, go register. And we wanted to give you a little tip today on why you're not making money.
Like, we need to talk about this. We need to talk
We
about
do.
why you're not making money, the real reason, the real truth. And because, like, it is a fucking pandemic in itself of like all the brilliant, powerful, badass women leaders, whoever, who are on this planet, who are so leaned back in their feminine energy, what they think is feminine energy, that they're not out taking any action. They've almost villainized the God, I can already see. I'm already getting like so incredibly into it. It's like they've just villainized the masculine energy, or they've overdone it their whole entire lives, or they've been perfectionists, or they're in that control or in that like hyper masculine, and so it's almost like the pendulum swings to this hyper feminine, lean back. I'm Anne of Green Gables in the fields, having daisy crowns, and just really sitting and visualizing and hoping and dreaming of the fairy who comes down and hands me my paycheck, and it's like, bitch, that ain't happening. We need, like, the tip we're giving you today is that really cringy, unhinged, messy action will trump and fill your bank account more than trying to go back into all of the reasons why and all the trauma. And, like, listen, I'm all about trauma, the nervous system, and how it interacts with somebody's ability to manifest and make money. And we will do that in the experiment. But if you're just lean back and you're like, I have nothing, why am I not having clients and why am I not making money? It's like, well, do you have a money problem, or do you have a visibility problem? Or are you
Or a
have
passivity
shame or
problem.
passivity problem? Exactly. You're like too lean back in the feminine energy. And so we want to talk about it today and give you a little zing zing and maybe a little wake up call, because we want you to be rich bitches, thriving, living your best life, having the most fun, and serving and helping people in the way that you want to. But it is going to require you to actually take some action.
And I think sometimes like it gets so messy and convoluted because we use these terms like masculine and feminine, and they just get so much projected onto them, and there's just so much distortion. So even if you take that lens off of it and you look at your relationship to money through the lens of, is it passive or is it active? And if you have a passive relationship to making money, well, the results of a passive relationship are passive results. But if you have an active relationship with it, you are literally in relationship with it, that becomes this living, breathing entity that wants to move, it wants to create, it wants to generate. Money likes to move. Money doesn't like to sit still.
And be trapped.
Yeah,
you're psycho ass. It wants to move. And listen, it's so funny because whenever I make these bold statements, I'm actually like joking because I fell victim to all of these. Like, I feel like you and I really teach and talk about these and can have these very off the rails, spicy slam bangers shits that we say because we're laughing at ourselves. Like, that was me. I was the passive princess. I was like, nobody knew about my offers. Nobody knew who I was. I
Mm-hmm.
still had shame. I still wasn't being bold. Like all of these things. And we're over it. And we want to help
Mm-hmm.
you with a new way to unsubscribe a bit from
Mm-hmm.
that like hyper feminine, like very passive energy and infuse action. And it doesn't have to be perfect action. We're not saying go back because sometimes the nervous system will actually be like, oh, taking action and doing is bad and it's going to lead to burnout. And like, again, I had crazy burnout, adrenal
Mm-hmm.
fatigue, panic attacks. I couldn't even drive. I could barely like do anything. So like, I
Mm-hmm.
know burnout. I know what that doing from a misaligned place can create. And so sometimes there's this like big swing that happens, but we want to help you come back into contact that and retrain your system that it doesn't have to be that way. And being having masculine is not a bad thing. It's like the structure and the systems that are actually going to hold your vision and hold your money in place.
100%. And if you think about it, like night and day, or like breathing, like the inhale and the exhale, if you only have one, that's a problem. Especially the inhale and exhale, you're not sticking around very long if you're just inhaling or you're just exhaling. You actually need both, and it's this collaborative dance between the two. So if you are just taking action and you got your blinders on and you're just like shooting blanks, of course you are going to burn out, or you're doing the wrong things. Like you're doing busy work instead of the thing that fucking terrifies you, because it requires you to be visible, it requires you to be bold. So we will literally busy ourselves with all the shit that doesn't actually move the needle forward, and then we project it onto action, and we're like, it's action that's the problem. It's not action that's the problem. It's that you are taking the wrong action. You are taking misaligned action. You are using action as a way to avoid what you actually have to touch and face and express and do. Like, that's the actual problem. And then when we get in this more balanced collaborative relationship between the action and the rest, then you actually can enjoy your rest too.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing a lot of busy work, when you take downtime, you're not actually resting because your brain is going a million miles an hour thinking about all the stuff you know you should have been doing, but you were avoiding doing because you're afraid to actually do that thing. And you never actually get to rest anyway. So if you actually just rewire the relationship between like recharging and like the passive energy and then the active energy, and understand that it needs to be a healthy dance, a collaborative dance, where there are times and seasons where you're taking a lot of action. There isn't a lot of downtime, but the downtime that you get is enough to recharge the batteries. And then there are going to be seasons where there is more downtime and you get even like more charged up, and then you come back and you can take really potent action. But if you're just like diddling your thumbs and being like, I did all of this work today. Oh, what did you do? Oh, I scrolled Instagram and I like read some posts and I saved some posts and I got some content ideas. What content did you actually create and put out in the world? Like, did you actually speak to your audience today? Did you actually make a big, bold request today? Because unless that's happening, nothing's changing. Nothing. And we had a woman in the club a couple weeks ago, and her and I were having a conversation, and she wanted to have a big breakthrough with money. And so we worked on a plan to actually start taking aligned action. And what's coming through for her, like all of these opportunities that were never in her field of possibility, they were not going to happen because she wasn't taking action that was consistent with it. But as soon as we had that conversation, it like jolted her back to life. Then she's literally taking massive action every single day. And I wouldn't be surprised if she has this dream job that she's been looking for in the next couple days. Or something even better comes through, but like something is happening. She literally has so many options now. Like her problem going forward is which one she's going to choose. That's the actual problem she has now. Versus 2 weeks ago, she's like, well, like I want to have this money breakthrough. Cool. And now the problem that we're solving for is which one do I choose? And that was a very short period of time. I think it's been a week and a half. It hasn't even been 2 weeks. And that's the byproduct of taking aligned, consistent, congruent action. And I wasn't, coaching her to burn out and just like take action for 15 hours straight and like no rest for the fucking week,
25 reels in a row, and then you need to power your audience and you need to warm up those leads. Ugh, right? It's not about that. And I think that also the other thing is that we've been trained to think that if we go and we're like bold or audacious or we are confident, then again, we're like, who am I to do that, right? There's just all of these archetypes and all of these ideas and visions around even business. Like business is like, you're in a corporate or you're in like a buttoned up blazer, and it's like that. If that works for you and that's who you are, amazing. And also, like, there's been days I've had like 5-figure days sitting in fucking like basically a Snuggie and fucking slippers. Because I'm like,
looking like a fucking scrub.
100%. Like it can be all of it. And I think there's just what's really cool is what we're doing with the experiment is we're getting you to really lean into your weirdness and your it, which I really think is your it factor. You know what I mean? And like stepping into just taking messy action, because it's like when you run the tap in the cabin that's been abandoned for a long time, when you first run the tap, it's gonna be brown, it's gonna spit out weird funky shit, maybe a frog is gonna jump out, and like we just need to go and recalibrate our nervous system that like taking action is safe, because the nervous system will literally cock block. If you think of all of your dreams and all the things you want, like they're going to require you to be visible, seen, known, heard. And a lot of that for a lot of us was very dangerous. Confronting, dangerous, unknown. And like, I just know for me, like I've always wanted to speak and write and like be an author and like lead and have a movement. But like, no wonder I've had to fight it so much. And why I had such a fucked up relationship with money is because it wasn't even money necessarily. Like, do we have money problems, or do we have a visibility problem, or a shame problem, or a shadow problem where we're so afraid to be ourselves and be weird and be unhinged and be all these things that alone just stops us from going out and selling something or being audacious about our offers or how good we are or how amazing we are at our craft. Like, that's the biggest thing I see is like, we don't need generally another course or thing that's going to help us feel more confident. You become more confident through taking messy, fucked up action and feeling like an idiot and a loser, and then moving yourself through that, and then doing it again the next day, and not just doing that without support, but having the support of you and I as your mentors and the women in Club Unhinged who are also saying, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to unsubscribe from perfectionism. I'm going to stop caring about what every fucking person thinks, or like that loser from high school. Like, who fucking cares? Like, you want to get to 95 and be like, wow, I'm really glad that I wasted my whole entire life not doing the thing I loved and that I knew I was born and meant for, so that I can make somebody comfortable in my family, or some fucking asshat that I went to high school with, or what my fucking grandma or aunt's gonna think. I'm sorry, but no. Like, rather than trying to get people on board who are never going to get on board with your vision, surround yourself with other unhinged bitches who are saying, I don't give a fuck, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be as cringy as I want, and I'm going to go out and like do my thing and lead, and like that's what we need. And so the experiment is you coming in and getting 21 days inside this vortex of our energy of saying, I'm not going to give you some money mindset hack. And I'm not going to give you an affirmation or get you to write out in your journal 10 times, I want the money, or I am worthy.
I am rich.
We are going to help your identity have an identity nervous system shift. We're going to intentionally dysregulate you so that you can expand your nervous system, but we're going to hold you at the same time. We're not going to let you go off the rails. We're going to bring you back, and then we're going to expand you a bit, and then bring you back. So the way we've designed it is nervous system friendly actions and initiations for even if you did a small percentage of the actions, you're going to be making more money. So like, we're going to be giving you that daily, and you get to do it in a community. So you're not the only one. You get to do it in a pack. You get to do it with a bunch of other women. Like, Kelsey and I are doing this regardless. Like, we're doing the money experiment for ourselves. So like, this is like a come with us and come join us, and let's be audacious and be crazy as we go and do these things. And start to see how that produces results, and then results equal more ability to go out or hire people, or like, get your message out there more. And we need more of that. We need you making money. We need you having resources. Like, who are you helping? There's this big thing in the spiritual community I see around, like, oh, you shouldn't want it, and you should be happy to give your craft away for free, and creatives don't make money, and this whole fucking boring narrative. I'm so over it.
Oh,
It's so beige.
So beige.
It's like, I'm sorry, but if I'm broke,
how can I serve?
who exactly am I helping?
Yeah.
Who am I helping? I can't help anyone. It's like having a sick friend or partner and being like, oh, I'll be sick too. That nobody's helping anybody. It's like, we would never do that.
My sickness will heal you. Like, no, that's not how it works.
It's like, look at what you can't stand, or the inequality, or whatever it is that you're passionate about, and be like, I'm going to change that. And I'm not going to change it by going and fighting it. I'm not going to change it by trying to, go in and fight the people, the bad people who are doing the things. I'm going to take that as evidence, and that, like, I have something that I want to do about that. And the way that I'm going to do about it is bringing other people with me, creating something, a movement, a mission, something that is like bigger than you, and becoming as rich as you fucking possibly can to gather the resources to bring more light and more energy and more positive shit, because we don't need old paradigms to burn down, to be gone, and to diminish them. We're just going back into their own energy. Build what you want to see, and you need fucking money and resources to do that. Yep. So come in the experiment, start making money, unsubscribe from the I wish I could, invest in that thing, or that mentor, or that course, or Club Unhinged, or whatever I want to, but I can't because X, Y, Z, and just get out in the fucking field with us, start making cash, and start investing whatever fucking floats your little boat, tickles your pickle, whatever, just go. But like, you have to start with action. And so this is the perfect opportunity for you, because wherever you are in your journey, you might be making a fuck ton of money. You're just going to keep making more money through the experiment. So like, the experiment is designed for, you could be anywhere on your money journey. You're going to amplify and be making more and more. And like, how fun is it at the end going to be to like look at the experiment, look at the results, and like have prizes and do like fun give, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be such a vibe. Like, we're doing this because like, we design challenges because what we see in the industry, and we're like, this has got to change. And we can't feed people more bullshit that's going to keep them disempowered. We need people to take action, come with us. And we're heading into the money quarter in Club Unhinged, our next quarter. And this is why we teach on money specifically as well, is because we love to teach on taboo topics, because taboo things keep people disempowered and in shame. So we're like, let's talk about love, sex, money, and power. And this is one of our quarters, because we want you to be financially free. We want you to invest in the things that like you desire. We want you to do the things that light you up like a fucking Christmas tree, and to give and donate, and whatever feels good for you, or to put your kids in private school, whatever the thing you want to do is, whatever's in your heart, we want to help you actualize that. And we're going to do it through very unconventional ways that are different from the industry, because we know it works. And we know because we've done all the shit that doesn't work. And it's exhausting.
It's
and
so
annoying.
exhausting. Yeah.
And like, the amount of times I've been like, I'm out of my mission, I don't want to do this anymore, because I didn't understand. I was like, why do I know I know I'm meant for money. I know I'm meant to be abundant. I know I want to help people, but I just felt so blocked. Like, I'm like, I don't understand why my bank account isn't reflecting that. And a lot of it was visibility fears. It was like being, just so much stuff from my past. And so this is why we, work with all facets of you and help you have a full-blown identity upgrade. It's because otherwise, or you'll make it and then you'll lose it. We talked about that a lot in our last episode. But like, we want you to attract, have it, and hold wealth, and be able to share it and do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, 100%. And for some people, like, the visibility, they have no problem with that, but they also aren't willing to like really get uncomfortable. Like, I think that's a big thing. Like, when you've gone through hard stuff and you're like, I don't want to be uncomfortable again. And all that tells me is like, you haven't actually gone through the full portal of whatever it is that you've been through, because when you actually go all the way through, it no longer fucks you up. Like, when you've actually alchemized it, then you're like, oh, that was an interesting, juncture and lesson, and like this is what I gained from it, and this is all of the gold that I'm taking forward. But when you haven't gotten all the way through it, it's still like that heaviness in your system, and it is going to show up as like this unwillingness to get uncomfortable again. And and that can play into visibility, but it also plays into that passivity that we see so often in the personal development world.
Yeah.
And especially in the last 5 years, it's like, I want to be totally lean back, hands off. I don't want to have anything to do with my business, and I want to be a fucking millionaire. Okay, so you're living in a fucking fantasy land. So you literally just want to tell yourself like fairy tales all day. Like, that's not how it works. Like, you have to be on the court taking action. It requires your active participation to create and hold and sustain. And if you are not willing to be uncomfortable, you are not going to make a lot of money, because making a lot of money requires risk. Whether you're, literally investing in the stock market and you're investing into risky stocks where there's like a big potential gain, but there's also a big potential loss, or like you have to do the risky thing in your relationship and like say what you really want. Like, let's say you want to open your relationship, and that's fucking risky. Or like, I don't know, if you want to like do a long distance thing or whatever it is, like there's always going to be a risk that's required of you. And if you're like so anti getting uncomfortable, you will not take the risks that are required in order to have the results that you want. So either way, like whatever kind of wherever you are on the map, like we're going to play with that in the challenge. We are going to explore like, well, what's the risk that you're avoiding, like, and just go fucking do it. Like we talked about that on our last episode of like, just go do it. Just fucking do it. And not from a place of dishonoring yourself, but from a place of having the tools to frame it in a way where you know that this is the most honoring step you could take. And yes, I'm fucking terrified, and I'm going to do it anyway. And then, like you said, we're going to like expand and then bring you back and expand and bring you back. We're basically edging you. We're edging you into abundance. That is what we're doing.
Totally. Yes, and you're so right about like this isn't us like in this forcey pushy energy and like bro marketing and like just fucking do it. We're like we actually have the skills and the like any trauma, nervous system, all that shit. We have that like on deck, ready to support you. Like that's the difference I think. Is like we're not just like push you over the edge, dysregulate you, and then you're like off hanging in fucking no man's land by yourself.
Yeah, you
It's
can't
like
get back.
no, you have community. And also when you're doing something, like the power of people doing things together is everything. Because you're not out going and being yourself. You have people who are going and gonna like, support you, cheer you on, comment on your post. Like this is all about collaboration. This isn't about one person winning. Like if one person in the experiment makes money and the rest don't, like that isn't a win to me.
That's not fun.
That's not fun. We need everybody. So it's like, it's that you become part of an energetic and it compounds and you become part of a frequency when you're willing to go in and just say, okay, fuck, let's go. It doesn't matter how many things you've tried in the past. Like I get it. Sometimes the brain's like, well, I've tried so many things and I've done all these abundance challenges and all blah, 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 blah. Like this is not that. Like this is us being like, let's go and get fucking weird,
Yeah.
and like make
Let's experiment.
Let's that's the whole thing of these things. Like it's an experiment, and when you frame something, like I find sometimes people have the biggest breakthroughs when you don't fight your protector parts, you work with them, and when you frame something as an experiment, like literally, I put like the like the science emoji. I was just like laughing when I was like the experiment. It was like some microscope. When you frame it like that, all of a sudden it becomes a fun thing versus something that's like a serious thing. Because when we come at trying to make money from a lack energy, there's a lot of polarizing, fighting energy in that. But when you're like, oh, come to terms with where I'm at financially, it doesn't mean anything about me moving forward or where like it means nothing. It's literally just like, oh, cool. I didn't learn about money and I wasn't mentored in it, and that makes sense of why I am where I'm at or whatever. And
that story changes today.
That story changes today, and you get to play with it. And you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna experiment. I'm gonna fuck around and find out. I'm just gonna play. There doesn't mean anything. It's like all of a sudden you can feel the freedom of that. There's not this serious thing where it's like I have to. And we've made the investment so doable. Like I'm sorry, but if you're like, I can't afford $88, you're in a different conversation. Like we're not, you know what I mean? Like there's no way you can't not do this. Could not co-sign anybody's reason. Go
No.
ask a friend, go ask your fucking Aunt Sally, whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Go ask a stranger on the fucking street.
totally, like whatever. Like it's just, we made it so accessible for you to play and be like, what if I started playing with money? What if I started like seeing this as a fun experiment where I'm just going to experiment? We're just experimenting. Nothing serious is going on here. Because in that energy, you can feel the expansion. You can feel the freedom. You can feel the fun. You're like, oh my God, what if this was actually playful?
What if I could have a good time doing that?
What if this actually works?
Yeah.
Right? Like then you start playing in that, and those thoughts are already vibrationally higher. They're already more fun and playful. People try to go from I'm broke to I'm a millionaire, or I'm broke to I'm abundant. And that's what actually creates a lot of this friction and resistance, because your nervous system has so much data that says like, no, money's scary, and remember, you know, your parents fought when you were a kid about money, or you know, rich people are bad, or there's all of this data. So we're trying to fight real concrete data from ancestral, from our parents, from our lived experience, and we're trying to override it versus saying like, oh my God, right, I have this blueprint around money, it has nothing to do with me. Like, interesting, that's so fascinating, cool, okay, I want to play with this, I want to experiment with this, I want to see what life can be like when I'm willing to be more myself and be like 3% more bold and 5% more bold or 10%. And then you start like, your nervous system starts to become more flexible. And then all of a sudden we start playing more, and then we're having more fun. And in fun, that's when creativity unlocks and ideas start flowing in and all this stuff starts to happen. And so this isn't our first fucking rodeo. We're designing this so you have real results, right? Like I'm not about any of that anymore. I'm over all the like stuff, because I'm like, that didn't work for me. And so we're going to help you start to come out of wherever you're at. And again, even if you're like, no, I make great money, again, like you can expand now to even bigger and bolder than you thought. So like, this is literally, the experiment can work for you in any financial range, but we really have designed it to be very different, so that like there's a really artful and weaving and method to our madness and our magic and the way that we do things, so that you're getting results. Because at the end of the day, if you're not getting results, like, Kelsey and I don't have
Boring.
jobs.
Yeah.
Well, and also like you and I have also, I mean, this is what's funny, is you and I have also built like insanely amazing businesses just through referral. Like I was laughing the other day. I was like, oh my God, like we both built business by referral, and that's amazing. But also like we have to be out there as well, even more. Like you and I have this movement that we're building together, and like this also requires us to even up level ourselves, to be constantly in the game. Like we haven't hit we're constantly shattering our upper limits, getting more bold, getting more audacious. And you know, we want you to come with us. So
yes. So
that's your tip.
That's a tip. No more passive, pulled back princess. Aligned action, congruent, consistent action that is weird, that is unconventional, outside of the box, unhinged, like messy, like just make it fucking cringy. Like have so much fun and see what happens. And if you want to come ride with a group of baddies who are going to do this together, then get yourself into the challenge. There's no reason why you shouldn't. The link is in the show notes, so go sign yourself up. And we have that bonus that we're going to offer for everyone who signs up before October 1st. Well, I think it probably needs to be before.
No, even before then. I think we come up with like, we'll have a date. We'll put it in the show notes.
It's probably like the 27th or something.
We want to give you a reason to sign up now. Like we want to give you a reason to be like, I'm in this now, but we're going to lead a process where we're going to help you shed any resistance, like old blocks, known or unknown. Like these shed sessions we do inside the club are fucking legendary. And like, we're going to give you before we head to October 1st, we just want to go into the nervous system, into the body, and clear the pipes and just shed any resistance, known or unknown, from you making money. And we're going to do this together. When we do it together, I mean, it unlocks fucking crazy ass shit. So we're going in, we're going to like do some fucking genie magic. You don't have to worry about it. This is where you actually get to lean back, and we take care of that for you. And then we're going to enter the challenge like fucking blazing bitches, being like, OMG, I made money. Let's have a money upgrade, that identity upgrade. So that is, the shed session alone is worth like $500. So like this is the no-brainer of the no-brainers of the no-brainers.
Get in there. And we'll be back next week with something else. If you like today, if you like our vibe, please give us a 5-star review and leave us a great comment. We're also on YouTube, so if you want to go subscribe and watch us over there, you can. And we love you all, and we're excited to play with you next month. It's going to be so fun.
La.
Okay. Bye, friends.
Bye.
All in all, we want to say thank you for being here. We love and appreciate you so much. And if you liked today, give us a 5-star rating, and we'll see you next week.
And share it. If you know somebody who needs this in their life, share this shit. Abundance goes round and round. We love you.
We love you. Bye.